Hello and welcome to this short video. In this video, we'll show you how to write an in-text citation for a paraphrase using Harvard referencing style. So, paraphrase means expressing someone else's ideas in your own words. When we paraphrase something, we express the original meaning of the idea that we're using, but we use different words. When we paraphrase, it's very important to acknowledge where we got the idea from by including a citation. This is why in-text citations are so important. They allow your readers to link your main points to where the information was sourced. So let's have a look at how this is done using Harvard referencing style. There are basically two ways to reference a paraphrase in the body of your assignment: an author-focused format or an information-focused format. Author-focused citations have the author's name outside the brackets. These citations are integrated into the sentence and are either at the beginning or in the middle of sentences. We use this format when we want to draw attention to the author. So let's have a look at some examples. Here we have an example of some original text written by Smith, who is our author. And Smith states that students often find referencing in the body of their work difficult to understand and do correctly. So those are the author's words, and we want to use that idea by paraphrasing it into our own words and then referencing the author. Here are some examples of how this might look using an author-focused style. The sentence in the first example is Smith, and then the date, argued that in-text citations can be confusing. When we break it down, we can see that we have the author first, followed by the year in round brackets, and then the reporting verb, argued that, and then the paraphrase of the original idea. In the next example, we can see that the author has been integrated further into the sentence. When we break this sentence down, we can see that we have the reporting verb first, according to, and then the author, and then the year in round brackets followed by a comma, and then the paraphrased idea. Finally, in this last example, we can see that the author has moved toward the end of the sentence. Here we have the paraphrase first, followed by a comma, and then we have the author and the year in round brackets, followed by the reporting clause. Now let's take a look at information-focused citations. In this format, the author's name is contained inside the brackets. This type of citation most frequently appears in the middle or at the end of the sentence. And unlike author-focused referencing, we use this kind of referencing to draw attention to the actual information. So let's look at some examples. Here again is the original text by our author Smith. And you can see that in the first example, the citation appears right at the end of the sentence. So we have our paraphrased idea first. It has been argued that in-text citations can be confusing. And then at the end, we have the author and the year contained in round brackets, followed by a full stop. It's important to note that there's no comma between the author and the year. There's only a space, and this is an important feature of Harvard-style referencing. In the second example, the citation is embedded in the middle of the sentence, so the paraphrase comes first. In-text citations can be confusing, which is followed by the citation in round brackets, Smith and the year 2020. And this again is followed by a comma and then the additional idea, which poses a challenge for many students. Notice again that there is only a space between the author name and the date in that citation. Now let's have a look at how to cite multiple authors in text. So when a work has 2 or 3 authors, we cite all the names in the order in which they appear in the reference. The first example shows how to reference a paraphrase with 2 authors using an author-focused style. Remember, an author-focused style integrates the authors into the sentence. So when we break it down, we can see that this sentence starts with the author names, Smith and Jones, and then the year in round brackets. Notice that the word "and" is used between the author names instead of the symbol. Then we have the reporting verb, suggest that, and then the paraphrased idea. The second example shows how to cite in text when the work has 3 authors. Here we can see that the first author's name is followed by a comma, and then we have the second author's name, and then the word "and" before the last author's name and the year in round brackets. The third example shows how to cite in text using an information-focused style. And this is where you place the citation in brackets after the paraphrase. Notice that we have the paraphrase first, and then at the end of the sentence in round brackets, we have the first author's name, followed by a comma, the second author's name, followed by an ampersand, and then the last author's name and the year. Note that the full stop comes after the citation, not before. And notice again that there is no comma between the last author's name and the year. Now, if a work has 4 or more authors, we cite only the last name of the first author, followed by the words et al. Et al is the Latin term for and others. Our first example shows how more than 3 authors are cited when using an author-focused format. You can see that the abbreviated word al is punctuated with a full stop, and that there is only a space between the full stop and the date. There is no comma. And the second example shows how more than 3 authors are cited using an information-focused style. Again, you'll see the word al is punctuated with a full stop, and then there is a space before the date. In a nutshell, when we paraphrase, we use our own words to explain someone else's idea, and then we reference the idea to avoid plagiarism. Remember, you can use information-focused or author-focused formats in your writing. Using both styles is a good idea because it will add variety to your referencing. We hope this video has been helpful, and best of luck with your referencing.